How y'all doing? TJ Valtierra here with the daily devotional from the core Twin Cities. Today we're going to be talking about the book of James. In James 1 it says this in verse 22. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does. And as I read that, I just began to think about how many of us will hear the Word of God, will read the Word of God, we'll go to church, we'll hear the Word of God, we'll listen to it, but we don't do what it says. And the Bible clearly says that we should be doers of the Word, not hearers only. Because when you don't do it, you're not deceiving anyone else but yourself. And I wanted to look at what a doer is. A doer in the Greek would be poietes, a maker or a producer, someone who grows, makes, or supplies something. And I began to think about that. And it came to me that the Word of God is meant to be walked out for the world to see. Therefore, to be a producer of the Word of God means to duplicate it onto others' lives. When you put that into context, you should not only be walking out the Word of God for your individual self, but in turn, you are a producer of the Word of God for the entire world to see. Or if you supply others with the Word of God, you're supplying them with the blueprint to life. So it's not just about me. Yes, I myself need to get it in my head. I need to get it in my heart. I need to walk it out. But in turn, when I do that, the world will see someone who not only hears the Word of God, who not only speaks the Word of God, but who walks the Word of God out in their life. And I want you to think about this. In a world of people who are wandering lost, what could happen if God's people were producers of His Word to this up-and-coming generation? I just saw a news report today that teenagers are mugging and jumping and attacking random people in downtown St. Paul. And I began to think, this world is just going crazy. You can't even walk down the street anymore because you may not be safe, because people are outside their minds. And what this generation needs is not another person to rise up in leadership and be caught in a scandal, or to be a bad leader, or to display horrible morality and characteristics of what a true leader is. What the world needs is someone who's godly to rise up, which is you or me, and live out what the Word of God says, so that people can see it is successful, it is possible. Not only that, but they will know us by our fruit. I believe people are sick and tired of seeing other people who preach the Word of God, who talk about the Word of God, but who don't live the Word of God. And so I just encourage you, as I've been dealing with this in my own personal life, to do what the Word of God says. Don't just hear it. Don't just read it. And together, maybe we can take our communities back. If we would just rise up, do what the Word of God says, and in turn the world will see. It is the very blueprint to life. Thank you. Have a good day.